Good day, everyone. Today I'm going to do a whole tutorial on the Lionel 2000 series Alcos. Most of us know the Union Pacific silver and gold that I have here. I learned a lot actually just researching this, things I never thought of and little inconsistencies with Lionel. But in 1950, Lionel released this. They started their release of the 2000 series Alcos, and it started off with the 2023 Union Pacifics. The most famous one that we're probably aware of is the anniversary set that came with the yellow and gray passenger cars. But that year, 1950. It was not only the anniversary set, they also released the 2023s with a freight car set. And that's what we have here. So it came with the AA units, a Lehigh Valley hopper, the 64-65 tank car, the 66-56 stock car, and a 63-57 caboose. What you don't realize is for as many as they produced in 1950, just think about almost everybody you know probably has the yellow 2023s. They were only made 1 year. And this set in particular, when it was made, sold for $47.50. And what's unique about that is in 1951, they didn't make the yellow ones anymore. They made the silver and gray ones that we were aware of. And it went from $47.50 to $57.50. And the same thing actually goes for the anniversary set, which in 1950 sold for $55. And in 1951, with the silver set, it went up to $66.50. So you actually paid more for the silver ones, yet the anniversary set is the most sought after one that we all look to try to obtain. So with that said, let's go ahead and send this guy around the track again. We'll go ahead and park that one back there, and we'll bring the anniversary set around. So as mentioned, the anniversary set came with the Livingston, golden gray, Plainfield, golden gray, and a Westfield golden gray, and another AA set. Now the earliest versions also, which are a true rarity, is the very initial run of these had the tops of the shells painted gray to match the gray of the roof. Those shells, just so for your own information, those shells were totally painted. They were a black plastic shell, and the yellow paint and the gray paint was all painted after the fact. There are a lot of counterfeits out there with the gray nose. One of the easiest ways to tell, though, is they're on molded yellow shells. So with that, again, 1950 only. Here is the anniversary set. I'll send her around. Park those, and next we'll move up to 1951. Alright, so here we are in 1951 with the same numbered cars. 2023s, and now we're silver with gray tops, and the same for the passenger cars. And for those that aren't aware of the passenger car runs, so the first style of these were the anniversary set, which were yellow painted with the gray tops, and now we still have the gray tops, but we painted them silver, and we have black lettering and black stripes. What's interesting is, you know, the next iteration on these cars will be the all silver ones, silver tops, and they came with the black lettering or red lettering, depending on what set they came with, and there were no stripes painted on them. So as you can see, as Lionel went on down the road, they always were finding different ways to produce stuff cheaper, and getting rid of the two paint schemes and going just all silver and just labeling them and changing the colors of the letters was cheaper than painting the cars, and so that was that evolution. So in 1951 was the year that you had the silver passenger cars with black stripes and a dark gray roof. Now, oddly enough, and I can't find this anywhere else, the set number for these particular cars in 1950, the sets with the passenger cars were 1464Ws, and in 1951 they used the same exact set number, 1464W. And this year, you'd be opening it up and you would see silver cars inside instead of the yellow ones. And they did the same thing with the freight set. The freight set was set number 1467W with the hopper, tank car, stock car, and caboose. And in 1951, same exact set. Again, you paid $10 more, and it was headed by the silver 2023s. And here we are, close-up view of that set. Alright, so now, after two solo runs, we had 1950 with the yellow and gray, and 1951 with the silver and gray. Along comes 1952 and 1953, and here showed up the Erie Alcos. At this time, Lionel realized that if you overheated and the heat built up in those cabs, resulted in a hump effect in the shells of these units. So what Lionel did to combat that is add this dimple. It was a thicker piece of plastic, and it's prevented the shells from developing that hump. So for 1952 and 1953, these were the 2031s, Erie. No rubber stamping on these. These were all decaled engines. And they continued that 1467W freight set. And these were never issued with passenger cars. So again, we had a repeat of 3 years running the hopper, tank car, stock car, and caboose. Also this same year, they introduced the 2033 all silver Alcos with, as discussed, the all silver passenger cars, and we'll show that set also. Okay, so continuing with the 1952 to 54 offerings, here was the 2033 set, all silver, no gray tops as on the earlier versions. And these were only, as set-wise, came with the silver cars with black lettering. These are probably the hardest to find in good shape. So you know how that silver scuffs up and all, but these were pretty good. Alright, so we'll run this one a little bit and go to the separate sale items. Okay, and finishing up with the 1952 to 54, we had the Rock Island separate sale. So these were never available with a set unless you looked really, really hard. And every now and then they would release the Rock Island passenger cars that matched it. Very few people ever came across these, and I was lucky enough to find a set. And you don't hardly ever see these Rock Island passenger cars. So I think those Rock Islands certainly deserved having these cars made. I thought Lionel did a great job with these. It's a shame they never got much attention. But it's nice to see that if you paid attention, you could come up with a pristine set. Okay, kind of an April Fool's joke. This is the beginning of April, and these are the 2031 Rock Island AA's. Earlier I mentioned the Eries were 2031s. The Eries are 2032s, just to correct that. I had an old set of silver passenger cars that I stripped down and repainted to match my Rock Islands. There's a whole another video right after this one if you're interested in seeing how I made these cars. It was a good weekend project, and it's something that I encourage you guys to really get into. Also, if you're a part of my channel, you can also search it for another set of cars that I had done a long time ago, and I had a old set of silver 2023s that I repainted and made them Burlington Northerns, and made, again, took an old beat up set of cars and did the same thing and made them part of that set. So that's as far as you really can go with information on these 2000 series Alcos, and I'll go ahead and fire them all up and conclude the video that way. Please give a like if you are interested in it, and you can follow up again. Search the channel for how I made the Burlington ones and how I made the Rock Island cars. And just because it is what it is, we'll finish out this session with the anniversary set.